We're just a month away from the NBA's big dance, which is the playoffs, and up until now, many people still aren't convinced that the Golden State Warriors are capable of pulling the biggest highway robbery in the modern NBA. Now, I really can't blame some folks out there for doubting the Warriors, cause the receipt is out there in the open. As of this video, the Warriors are hanging precariously at the 9-10 spot, and there's still a chance that they might fall off completely in the standings with the Rockets piling up a bunch of wins recently, and if they drop the upcoming games in their schedule. But even though this is the case, I really do believe that the Warriors can crash the playoff party and spoil their haters' plan based on their strong trajectory since the All-Star break. See, although the Dubs were just 5-5 in their last 10, thanks to a couple of minor bump in the roads against the Spurs and the Bulls, they were 10-3 in the last 13 games before that. And so if we're going to do a bit of math here, the Warriors are 15-8 in their last 23. And if we scale it back a bit further, that would make the Warriors the 5th team in the NBA with the best record in the last 25 games. And as you can see, only elite teams are sitting above the Warriors in this particular category, such as OKC, the Nuggets, and the Celtics. With this being said, the Dubs still have a long way to go in convincing people that they have a legit shot at the championship this season. But with a fairly light schedule ahead, the stars and constellations seem to be aligning in their favor at the perfect time. Anyway, in this video, I'm going to lay out some cold hard facts as to why the Golden State Warriors are more than ready to take any competition in the playoffs by highlighting the good stuff they did in the last couple of games. Cause regardless of what their record says right now, counting them out right before the actual postseason begins is just borderline criminal. Criminal? Are we talking about the horrible calls by the referees against the Warriors this season? Not quite. Did you know that there are bad elements out there that are feasting on your personal information the moment you expose them on the internet? I mean, in case you're unaware of this, data brokers can sell your information to scammers, spammers, and anyone else who may want to target you without your permission. This is why I've been using the sponsor of today's video, Aura. Seriously guys, it's been amazing. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out requests for me. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it protects me from hackers who could use this information to help them access my social media accounts, bank accounts, or any other sensitive information. Basically, Aura does so much more to protect me and my family from online threats I can't see. And apart from this, I also get other features like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft insurance, and more without having to download several different apps. It's really easy to set up, and best of all, I get everything at one affordable price. You may already have one or two of these tools already, but Aura is always on. Like Steph Curry and his three-point shot, doing the hard work of keeping me safe so I can focus on other tasks with peace of mind. I value my privacy and I value yours. So to help you out on this, you can go to http://aura.com/swishcentral or click the link in the description to start your free 2-week trial and also get a special discount by simply visiting the link below. Anyway, so back on March 17th, the NBA treated the fans once again with a marquee matchup between the Lakers and the Warriors. The season series was split to 1 apiece heading into this matchup, and both teams were jockeying for position in the tight race in the West. With a lot at stake, Jonathan Kuminga set the tone by hitting a bunch of threes early on. Despite JK's strong opening quarter, both teams were hot in the first frame, but the Lakers got the upper hand as they finished the first quarter leading by 6, 30-36. In the second quarter though, the boys from the Bay Area stormed right back behind the blazing hands of Klay Thompson, who personally launched a fireworks display by racking up 11 points coming off the bench. The Dubs outscored the Lakers 37-30 to regain command of the game, and by the third, their window opened up and they used their patented third quarter blitzkrieg and had a 10-2 run that gave the Warriors a big lead, 91-79. And amidst that scoring stretch, it was the chef who led the way by cooking up some tough buckets of his own. After a strong third quarter, the Warriors carried the momentum through the fourth, with the Lakers tailing them closely. But in the end, it was the Dubs' teamwork and crazy chemistry that ultimately sealed the deal for this game. Despite LeBron dropping 40, the Warriors prevailed 128-121, led by Steph's 31 points, followed up by Clay's 26 bench points, while Kuminga added a solid 23 points, and Wiggs coming back to life, chipping in 16 and 6. Now, after a bitter defeat at the hands of the Knicks in the following game, the Warriors set the sights against the tanking/slightly competing Memphis Grizzlies squad without Ja Morant. And as expected, the Dubs came into the game as the heavy favorites, and from the opening tip, they asserted their dominance right away. Just like what happened in the Lakers game, the Warriors' hot start spilled into the next quarter as they outscored the Grizzlies 35-26 to build a comfortable lead heading to halftime. And in the third, the Dubs unleashed their signature post-halftime onslaught to put this one away early. After pouring it on offensively throughout the third, the Grizzlies never recovered from it despite having one full quarter left to stage a comeback. And when the final buzzer sounded, the Dubs obliterated the visitors, 137-116. The Warriors shared the wealth once again in this win as 7 Dubs players scored double figures, with Jonathan Kuminga leading the way with 22, followed by Wiggins, who had 22, and Clay, who added 23 coming off the bench. But see, the player who stole the show here for the Warriors was none other than Chris Paul, who tallied an impressive 14 assists without turning the ball over, not even once. Now, if we're going to closely observe the Dubs' performance in the last 3 games, including their 7-point loss to the Knicks at home, the Warriors are actually looking good in general, with a few weeks away from the playoffs. I mean, the first thing I noticed is that the old Andrew Wiggins is back, and it seems that he's just peaking at the right time. Draymond also took note of this, and when reporters asked him about how Wiggs' stellar play as of late impacts the team, here was his response.
It helps everybody because with Wiggs' aggressiveness, with his athleticism, he when he's driving to the rim, he can make defenses collapse, or he's going to go finish. And then, like you said, he's been shooting the ball extremely well. So it's just a matter of making sure he's being aggressive and taking those shots. And when he's taking those shots and playing with that aggressiveness, we're capable of winning championship.
Wiggins was averaging 18.6 points on 47.7% shooting from the field and 38% from 3 during their championship run in 2021. Obviously, his numbers now are nowhere near those figures just yet, but game after game, we're seeing that he's getting there. And as Draymond said, when Wiggs is locked in offensively, their road to the championship becomes much easier. Apart from him, the recent resurgence of Clay also makes the Dubs more lethal heading to the playoffs, and it seems that coming off the bench has allowed Clay to find his second wind and regain his lost confidence. I mean, in the 11 games that he's come off the bench this season, Clay is averaging 20.1 points while shooting 47.2% from the floor and 45.3% from deep. Now, the other reason why I'm not worried about the Warriors in the upcoming playoffs, unlike most Dubs fans, is that they have another secret super weapon in their back pocket, and his name is Jonathan Kuminga. In their last 3 playoff appearances, JK was merely a spectator, watching the action from the sidelines in his first 2 seasons in the NBA. But after just logging single digits in his first 2 years, JK has now been completely unleashed this season, averaging 16.4 points, 4.7 rebounds, 2.1 assists on 53.4% shooting from the field and 32.7% from downtown. Come playoff time, JK gives the Warriors' outside-centric offense another dimension and point of attack. Using his crazy athleticism, JK can attract defenders whenever he slices his way inside, and this frees up more space for the shooters to do their thing from the outside. And if he's not kicking it out, JK can now simply power his way inside and hunt for his shots on ISO situations, unlike in the previous years. Anyway, on top of the rise of JK this season, the Dubs' 2 rookies, Pods and TJD, are also playing well as of late, and their contribution, energy, and hustle will be much more welcome come playoff time when the Dubs are having a hard time scoring. But see, regardless of the unexpected career resurgence made by Wiggs, Clay, and CP3, and the recent developments of their young guns, 50 to 60% of their success in the playoffs still depends on Steph Curry's performance. So far, the Chef is putting up all-star numbers this season at age 36, and as long as they keep him injury-free until the playoffs, I'm seeing a healthy Warriors ball club downing a bunch of powerhouse teams in the West, despite what their record says, because I really believe that the Warriors have all the tools, talent, and more importantly, the experience to overcome the odds and shock a lot of people in April.